we're going to start doing some time. So let's try that. So let's say I wanted to convert, I don't know, how about a day into seconds? I'm curious how many seconds are in a day. Now, you all could probably figure this out on your own, but I want to show you a method that'll work for whatever you're trying to convert. It doesn't matter. Okay? I have no idea how many seconds are in a day. No idea. But I do know how many hours are in a day. Right? And if you don't, it's on your sheet, but I think you know anyway. What is it? 24 hours. So here's what you do if you want to do a conversion. You're going to start with whatever you're given. So in this case, I'm given 1 day. So I'm going to write 1 day, and you're just going to put it over 1. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep multiplying this by fractions until I end up getting what I want. It's just that the next fraction has to be some sort of conversion. So for example, we just said, I don't know how many seconds are in a day, but I know how many hours are in a day, right? If I look on my sheet, 24 hours in 1 day, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put 1 day and 24 hours in my next fraction. The thing is though, I need to alternate. So see how I had days on top? I need to put days on the bottom now. So in 1 day, there are 24 hours. Do you see how I just did that? So the next fraction, whatever this is, so the first fraction is whatever you're given. The next fraction, isn't 24 hours and 1 day equal to each other? Yeah, so, and if I have the same thing on top and bottom of a fraction, 2 equal things like 5 over 5, isn't that just 1? So I'm basically just taking my number and I'm multiplying it by 1. It's just that I'm changing its value. I'm changing it from 4 quarters into $1. I'm changing the units, but I haven't changed the length of time. It still is going to be 1 day. Whether you measure it in days or in seconds, it doesn't matter. Now, what's cool about this is that when you are multiplying, remember how you can cancel anything on top with anything on the bottom? So the days are going to cross out. In fact, we could do it now if you want. Let me use a different color. So day, not the number, just the unit. Day will cancel with day. So if I were to stop right now, I'd have my answer in hours. I'm not done yet though because I want to get to seconds. I don't know how many seconds are in an hour though, but what do I know? I know that, but I'm not there yet. I'm still on hours. So if I have hours, I know how many minutes are in 1 hour, right? So how many minutes are in an hour? 60. So again, it's here on your chart if you needed it. 1 hour, 60 minutes. So that's my next fraction. 1 hour, 60 minutes. I just, remember, have to alternate. So since I had hours on top, I had to put 1 hour on the bottom. 1 hour, 60 minutes. So again, this is just one of my equivalencies, right? They're equal to each other. 60 minutes is 1 hour, so I'm just multiplying by 1 again. But then, again, look how cool. Hours cancels with hours. So my units are now minutes. I'm awfully close. If I'm trying to get to seconds, I only have to go 1 more time. So now I do know how many minutes and seconds. I know that conversion. What is it? 60 seconds in 1 minute. So that's my last fraction. Where will I put 1 minute, top or bottom? It's got to be on the bottom because you're alternating now. So 1 minute on the bottom, 60 seconds on the top. And then you'll see minutes cancel with minutes. The only unit I have left is seconds, which is exactly what I wanted. So now all I have to do is the math. In this case, it's actually pretty easy because my whole denominator is just 1. That won't always happen, but this time it did. So now I just multiply straight across the top. 1 times 24 times 60 times 60. Oh, geez, Louise. Would help be helpful if I cleared my calculator first. There we go. So there are 86,400 seconds in one day. And I'm done. Does that kind of make sense? It's a little weird at first, but then once you get the hang of it, it's actually kind of nice. So, let's try another one with time. How about we wanted to do, I don't know, how many minutes? Let's do minutes in a week. So let's
Stuff is like really easy. It's just like super tedious.
Yes, it can be tedious, but very useful once you get the hang of it. So let's convert 1 week. Hey. She's out today.
Are you guys quizzing or testing today?
No.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yep. Convert 1 week into minutes, we said. Okay, so what's the very first thing I do? Right, I take whatever I'm given and I put it over 1. 1 week over 1. This is one of those things, guys, that you really can't be lazy and not write the units. You have to write the units. Because how will you know what cancels out? All right, so I have no idea how many minutes are in a week, right? But what do I know about a week? 7 days, right? So 1 week, 7 days. Those are the same thing. Where will I put 1 week? On the bottom, because I had weeks on top, so I put weeks on the bottom. 1 week, 7 days. All right. I don't know how many minutes are in a day, but I'm getting closer. What do I know about a day? 24 hours. So 1 day, 24 hours will be my next one. Where do I put 1 day? Bottom. 1 day, 24 hours. So I'm down to hours. I know how many. I know the conversion between hours and minutes. What is it? 60 minutes, 1 hour. So what goes on the bottom? 1 hour, 60 minutes. Awesome. Now I'm at the unit that I wanted. And I just double check and make sure that everything cancels out. Week with week, days with days, hours with hours. Awesome. So all I do is the math straight across. In this case, again, the denominator is 1. That will not always be the case. So 7 times 24 times 60. 10,080 minutes. Wow. 10,000 minutes in a week. Are you using them all wisely? Me neither, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let me give you one more with time to try by yourself, and then we'll do something different. How about let's do hours. Let's add one more thing to your timesheet. I'm just realizing this isn't on there, and I know why, but let's say we added a month on here. Yeah, why isn't... Yeah, let's add it. Okay, 1 year. How many months is that? 12 months. So, how about you convert... All right, yeah, I don't know. Convert, well, that's too easy, now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, okay, forget it, I'm not gonna do months. How about, All right. Convert 2,000 days into all right, forget it. Sorry, I keep changing my mind. Make it 2 days into minutes. 2 days into minutes. Oh, yeah, sorry. Grab a calculator if you don't have one already. Where's your phone? It should be in the pouch. You know this. Well, you need to make a new habit. And you still have Miss Boschka's pencil from yesterday. Do you know where it is? Oh my gosh. He borrowed Miss Boschka's pencil and never gave it back. Anthony, I tell you. Well, at least that's me. She was doing me a favor. And then he went and took her pencil. Okay, so go ahead and make that conversion between 2 days and minutes. So take whatever I'm giving you, 2 days, put it over 1, and then just ask yourself, okay, I know there's blank in 1 day. And then work your way down. You're trying to go from days all the way down to minutes. You have an answer? Oh, don't say it. Hold on to it. Let everybody get their own answer. You all right? Did you put what you started with over 1? Okay. So, in 1 day, there are what? Yeah, so there's your next fraction. 24 hours, 1 day. Then you're down to hours. Then all you have to do is get from hours to minutes. Yeah, so your very first thing that you start with, you put 2 days over 1. Yeah, and then you just told me that there's 24 hours in a day, right? So what has to go on the bottom? Yeah, because you had days on top, so now you put days on the bottom. So you put 1 day on the bottom, 24 hours on the top. And then you got to do 1 more. Okay. Does everybody have their answer? Larry, tell me your answer.
3,840 minutes.
Was that yours? What do you have, Haley?
I got 5,760 minutes. Wait, where?
3,840.
Well, let's see. All right. Days. I'm trying to work my way down to minutes. So I know that there's 24 hours in a day. So I should put 1 day on the bottom, 24 hours on top. Then I say to myself, okay, I know how many minutes are in an hour. So in 1 hour, there's 60 minutes. And I made sure to put hour on the bottom because it was on the top here. You got to remember to alternate. Before you finish, make sure that days cancels with day, hours with hours. I'm left with minutes, and that's what I wanted, right? Like if I had to go to seconds, I'd have to keep going. But luckily, I'm done. So now I just multiply straight across. 2 times 24 times 60 is... I got 2,880.
That's what I got.
And my units are minutes. Okay? Does that make sense? Are we kind of okay with this, even though it's a little weird? Is everybody with me today?
Wait, I was wrong too.
Yes. I don't know what you did.
I did 2 days, so 20. Oh, I know what I did. It'd be 68 hours, not. Oh wait, no. It'd be 48 hours. That's what I did.
I did 2 days over one, and I did 48 over
Oh.
over one day. But I meant to do 24. I did 1 day and then multiplied.
Okay, now let's try one that maybe isn't just time. Let's do a height one, okay? So, gosh, let's see. Let's take a 5-foot person and figure out how tall they are in centimeters. So, convert 5 feet to centimeters. Okay. Now, if you look at your conversion sheet, I don't have one for feet to centimeters. But I do have feet to inches and then inches to centimeters. So that's going to be how I'm going to have to go, okay? So this is what I like to do. I ask myself, okay, I'm trying to get from feet down to centimeters. So I'm trying to work my way down to a smaller unit. So I ask myself, okay, in 1 foot, a smaller unit than a foot is an inch. I know that conversion, 12 inches in a foot. And if you don't know, it's on your chart. But the process is the same. I start off with whatever I'm given, in this case 5 feet. And I put it over 1. And then the next one, we just said 12 inches, 1 foot, right? What goes on the bottom?
12. Oh, wait, no, 1 foot.
1 foot, because I have feet on top, feet on the bottom. So 1 foot, 12 inches. Right? But I'm not done yet. I'm trying to get to centimeters. Now I'm going to have to refer to my reference sheet because I don't necessarily know how many inches in centimeters what that conversion is, but it's right here. Okay? So this 1 inch, 2.54 centimeters is going to be my next fraction. Right? So who will be on the bottom? Yes. Oh, all the denominators are 1 again. 1 inch, 2.54 centimeters. And now I'm at the units that I wanted. Feet cancels with feet, inches with inches. I'm left with just centimeters. So I just do the math. 5 times 12 times 2.54. Yes, a 5-foot person is 152.4 centimeters tall.
Wait,
I'm 152 centimeters tall.
180 is
I'm 152.4 centimeters tall.
Let's try something a little bit different. Let's say we had convert, I don't know, how about 100 centimeters into miles? So this time I'm going from a small unit and I'm trying to work my way up to a big unit. I have no idea how many centimeters are in a mile. There is no such conversion on this sheet. But I can just slowly work my way up. Right? Guys, look. Is everybody looking? I do know the conversion between miles and feet. So if I can just get my centimeters up to feet, I could finish this out, right? So, centimeters into miles. Looks like I'm going to have to go into inches first, right? So, let's try it. So, we'll start off with 100 centimeters over 1. Guys, actually, before we finish, would you expect this to be a really big number or a really small number? Really small. There's 30 centimeters about, I think, in a foot. So 100 centimeters, it's only like, I don't know, like 3 feet. How big of a mile is this? A really, really, really tiny portion. So I'm expecting to get a pretty small number here. All right, so anyway, I have no idea how many centimeters are in a mile, but I do know how many centimeters are in 1 inch. So what has to go on the bottom, guys? If I'm looking right here, what goes on the bottom? Look what's on the top here, 100 centimeters. So on the bottom has to be 2.54 centimeters. 2.54 centimeters on the bottom, 1 inch on the top. Now I'm at inches. I can get from inches to feet. That's not so bad. 12 inches in a foot, right?
Yes.
So what goes on the bottom?
12.
12 inches, yes. 12 inches, 1 foot. And now I can use my chart again to get from feet to miles. Whoops. Yeah, so 5,280 feet has to go on the bottom. 5,280 feet, 1 mile. All right. I got to miles. Let's check that our units all cancel. Centimeters, centimeters, inch, inch, feet, feet. Now, this is the first time my denominators are not just ones. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to multiply straight across the top. 100 times 1 times 1 times 1 is just 100. But then on the bottom, I have to do all that math. 2.54 times 12 times 5,280. Woo! 160,934.4. You're not quite done yet. You just have to divide that fraction, because I have to see what my final answer is. So I'm just going to do 100 divided by all that and see what tiny portion of a mile 100 centimeters would be. We already said it was going to be really small. Yeah. Teeny. 3 zeros and then a 6. So it's 0.0006 miles. A very small amount. Is this okay? Are they weird? A little. Are they impossible? No, you just gotta go one thing at a time. Let's look at the let's look at this worksheet that I just gave you. Maybe we'll just do a couple random ones on here first before we move on to something else. How about, let's do a measurement one like number 12. 3.5 gallons. They want you to convert that into cups. So I'm going to start off the same way I always do, 3.5 gallons over 1. And then I'm going to look at my chart because I have no idea what the conversions are between any of these things. So find gallons and cups. That's under volume, right? So let's see what we can do. Gallon. I know how many quarts are in a gallon. Then I can see quarts and pints. Pints down to cups, and then cups down to ounces. Wow, there's a lot for this one, but that's okay. We're 10 Tasquins, we've got this. So using that, let's see if I can get both of these on the screen at the same time. That would be helpful. Yes, I can. All right. So gallons. 1 gallon is 4 quarts. So that's going to be my next fraction. What goes on the bottom? 1 gallon, 4 quarts. The next one, I'm going to get down from quarts down to pints. So what goes on the bottom? Yep, 1 quart on the bottom, 2 pints on the top. Then I can go from pints down to cups. 1 pint, 2 cups. Oh, and that's as far as I had to go. I was trying to get to cups. So now I just do the math. Well, let's check our units. Gallons, gallons, quarts, quarts, pints, pints. I'm left with cups. So this time my denominators are 0, multiply straight across, and we get 56 is correct. Let's try a metric one, like 16. 1 ton into grams. So if we look under weight, we do have these conversions. 1 ton into pounds. Oh. Then I can do pounds to ounces and then ounces to grams. It's going to have to be my chain here. So 1 ton. So we'll put 1 ton over 1. And then I see 1 ton is 2,000 pounds. So what goes on the bottom? You sure? Oh, sorry, you can't even see all of it. Yeah, since I have 1 ton on the top, I need 1 ton on the bottom. So 1 ton, 2,000 pounds up top. Then, let's see, I see how many pounds and ounces. There's a conversion. So I'll put 1 pound on the bottom, 16 ounces on the top. And then I have ounces to grams right there. So 1 ounce, 28.35 grams. Check your units. Tons, tons, pounds, pounds, ounces, ounces. And now we just do the math. 2,000, 16, 28.35. I got, well, that's a big number. 907,200. Let's just do one of the ones that are like on the back. I'm looking at 20. So 20, I'm actually glad that we're doing this one together because the units are a little interesting. What's mg stand for? Milligram. What's capital HG? Hectogram, yes! So if you look at the back of your sheet here, okay, for these bigger units, you're going to use capital letters. So this would be kilometers would be km. Oh, but we usually do that with the lowercase k. That's weird. Huh. Right? Why is kilometer lowercase k? It should be a capital K, shouldn't it? Because I thought these smaller ones are all lowercase. Huh. Well, that's very interesting. Well, anyway, so on 20, I'm trying to go from a milligram to a hectogram. Okay, so that's what that capital HG stands for. So maybe that would be helpful to write in here. So this is a milligram to a hectogram. All right, so let's take whatever we have. 16 milligrams, put it over 1. Okay, and now if I look at my chart here, Milligram. And again, I know it says millimeters, but remember, you can replace the word meter with gram or liter. So, 1,000 oh, jeez. 1,000 milligrams is the same thing as 1 gram, if we were replacing the word meter with gram, right? So, on my sheet here, I'll have 1,000 milligrams is equal to 1 gram. And then I just have to get up to the hectogram. Well, if I look up at the top, 1 hectogram is 100 meters. Or, geez, grams, 100 grams, 1 hectogram. There we go. And now I'm at the unit that I want. I can multiply straight across. My denominators are not just ones this time. So I multiply the top, I get 16. Oops. I multiply the bottom, I get 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 100,000. So now I'll just do 16 divided by 100,000, which means I'm just moving that decimal place over. There we go. Okay, so I was thinking I would have you guys try, why don't you guys try the multiples of 3? So 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh, we already did 12, lucky ducks. Okay, let's stop this.